Hi, Taurus. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Welcome to your October 2021 reading. This will be your general reading for the month of October. It will be for the sun, moon, and ascendant sign of Taurus. Or if you were just brought here, welcome. Everybody is always welcome. New watchers, previous watchers, returning watchers, cross watchers, everybody's always welcome. If this is your first time here and if you watch all the way through and decide if this is a channel you'd like to support, I would very much appreciate that. You don't need to do a thing other than click the subscribe bell, hit the subscribe button, click the bell for notifications, comment. If you leave a comment, I do my level best to connect back with you and thank you for your comment. If you have suggestions, I'm welcoming to those. Other than that, if this is not your first time here, welcome back and a special thank you to the people who have returned. And it means so much to me that if you are a returning subscriber, if you like I appreciate it so much. There's more of you every single time I turn around. Every time I turn on my phone or my laptop, there's more of you. So thank you for that. All of that being said, we're going to jump right into your October reading. Again, this is a general reading, so it's not going to resonate with everybody. There's just too many people. But if it does resonate with you, please leave a like. Thank you very much for that. We're going to start with the Celtic Cross. I'm going to get 4 clarifiers. The gold back cards are the Golden Tarot. The ones with the blue backs are the angel influence of the angels. So we'll get the clarifiers out of that one. We'll shuffle these. And we'll get 2 from the bottom and then 2 from the top. So 2 more shuffles. 1, 2, 1, 2. Perfect. Let's see where we are for Taurus, center of the reading, the here and the now. Knight of Coins, 3 of Swords. Okay. So let's talk about the 3 of Swords first. This is the heart healing card. That's how I like to describe this card. The heart has been pierced. It is broken, but it is no longer breaking. It is no longer being stabbed. If you look very, very closely, you might not even be able to see it. The blood has dried. It's no longer bleeding. So it is, and she's still protective of her heart. She's still protective. She still has her arms closed. Her book of knowledge is still closed. So she's not engaged within that learning at the moment. But, she still has the swords in her heart. So she is still healing. This is the healing heart. So something has happened, negativity at some point in the past, but it's over now. So now the healing has begun. And it is crossed with this. This is a good card. This is the Knight of Coins, Knight of Discs, Knight of Pentacles. So it can represent an earth sign. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It's a new opportunity. I like the way this is drawn. That coin is really kind of up here like a bright yellow sun. The Knight of Coins is he's the best way to put this. He's the hare in the tortoise. No, I'm sorry. He's the tortoise in the tortoise and the hare. And not necessarily a him. It happens to be illustrated as a male. But you'll see this dog down here. Fidelity, loyalty. Whenever you see a dog, it usually is an indicator of fidelity, of loyalty. He is the slowest of the knights. And if I can show you, I don't know if I can be able to grab another card. The Knight of Swords is actually the one who is speeding in. And I'm not going to be able to find it when I need to talk about it. But he's usually the card that is, he's often referred to as the lightning pony. He comes in at lightning speed. He leaves just as fast. I'm not going to be able to find him readily. Give me just a couple of minutes here. Knight of Wands. So if you're looking for speed, the Knight of Discs is not, or the Knight of Coins in this deck, is not the knight that you're looking for. However, on the other side of that, the Knight of Discs is the most prepared. He's kind of the man with a plan. And I'm not going to be able to find him. He's the man with a plan. He is a little bit slower. He's a lot slower. But what he is bringing is solid. And I've said this before. Coins are the only ones of the symbols that you can actually physically build something upon. You can stack up a bunch of coins and then you can literally build upon them. So if he has a stack of coins, in this case it's just one coin, because you want to think of this as an ace. He is the adventurer. So he might be bringing a financial opportunity. He might be bringing a solid emotional opportunity. But that is something that you can physically build upon. It's stable, it's secure, it's not esoteric like emotional intelligence or just average intelligence, or kind of passionate intelligence, kind of knowing what your spirit wants. The coins are physical opportunities in some cases. It's solid, it is worthwhile. So it's a great juxtaposition here between these two cards. So something has gone sideways in the past, but there is a brand new, probably better opportunity. Let's not forget the swords represent intellectual energy, so it is a little bit more ephemeral. It's kind of just out there in the ether. Coins are substantial. They are material. So that's good. Bottom of the spread. Let's see what the base of the spread is. The Tower. Okay. Similar energy. Something has gone sideways. Something did not go the way it was planned. Something was not well planned. And that's exactly what we talked about here with this guy. He's the planner. He's the man with a plan. Or woman with a plan. So this is a lot of what happens. This is kind of, you're going to look at this kind of hysterical mob here. And then there's that guy who is kind of like, well, he seems to be thinking that building had a big old crack in the foundation anyway. This is not a surprise to him. These people are in a great amount of distress because they were looking to have something from this building, from this tower, that perhaps they should not have been. So their faith was misplaced. But again, that's not a surprise to this guy in the blue. He knows that tower was eventually going to fall. That's why he kind of looking at them a little bit of, well, it's actually very literal side eye. He's like, what is your problem? I've been telling you for months that building was going to come down. That's possibly, since he is in blue, this gentleman here, that might be your intuition, that gut feeling. You knew this possibly was not the situation you ideally would be in, so there's really no point in crying over spilt milk. Immediate past, Queen of Swords. Yeah, something sharp happened. I like to think that this is especially if it's coming from a king or a queen of swords, an especially sharp sword. So something has just ripped open something that was not suited to be standing. But there is this little butterfly of transformation. So that's something positive. Sometimes you do need to knock down something in order to see the positive and then rebuild it. So I'm kind of excited to see what the rest of your reading looks like. Top of the spread, Judgment, reunification. I like this, and I like that your reading is flanked by the major arcana. This is, it's just that, it's judgment. It is kind of that last, I like to think of this card as, and I might be showing my age here, if you're familiar with older computers, you'll know the name, you'll know the phrase defragging. It's kind of, as you use your computer, things get put up into temporary files and misplaced. Perhaps apps didn't install, so you have to uninstall them and then reinstall them, and then there's all these little bits and pieces. Judgment is the defragging. It goes through all of your files, puts them back where they need to be. So there's no little open bits and pieces. It's closing all of your windows. It's a complete reboot of your laptop or your phone or your iPad or whatever. It's a complete reboot. So you put everything back, you evaluate it, and you take everything away, you evaluate it, and then you start fresh. It is a 20. There's only 21 cards in the major arcana. And if you're familiar with my Tarot 101 series, we'll get to this shortly. I just filmed the little tutorial, a couple minutes of the Sun. The next card is Judgment, and it is the closing chapter. It's kind of, how to think of this, how to put this in a way. It is the solution to the mystery, and then there's a couple pages where the story just kind of winds down through the loose ends. That's what Judgment is. It's a solution. It's the solving of the mystery. It's finding the bad guy in the book, and then there's the world is kind of just finalizing and closing it out. Judgment is the solution. It's the resolution. So that's excellent. I like the fact that you are flanked by these two cards. I like this, Taurus. 10 of Wands, putting down. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is the finding down, the kind of closing down of the loose ends. It is the closing. It's a 10. It is, that was no longer serving me. I can put my burdens down. And perhaps these are your burdens. This was your burden, that kind of really, really sharp ripping away of something that was important to you. I'm not saying it wasn't, and I'm not saying that it's not going to be painful, but this is the rest. This is the rest after the long journey. This is the 10 of Wands. He has this big bundle, a lot of weight, but he's just about to put them down with all of these other bags. So he's done his work. Let's see what's in the environment. More major arcana. The Emperor and the Hierophant. So energy of Aries, energy of Taurus. And this is, I'm getting a lot of corporate energy here. Perhaps there is a job opportunity. The Hierophant can absolutely represent some sort of organized corporation, can also represent some sort of formal religion. So perhaps this could be a marriage. It could be a financial contract. It could be a job that you have done, that you were presented with a problem, solve the problem, and now that problem has been solved. Again, the resolution. And now it's time to move on to another project, another relationship. It's run its course in some sort of formal capacity, because we do have the Emperor and we have this Hierophant. Hopes and fears? The Sun. There we go. Yeah, all's well that ends well. So you just You're liking the fact that it's done. It's another major arcana. It's more universal energy. It's a job well done. It's a closing down. It is an optimistic step into the future. Six of Cups, optimism at its very best, childlike innocence, a look to the future by looking at the past and saying, well, where did we come from and how did we get here? All right, let's see what the clarifiers bring. Ace of Swords, more of that kind of cutting through clouded energy. Like I said, we began with the Queen of Swords, air energy, all those air signs. Was it Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius? It is a cutting away. And you'll see that they're actually kind of looking at the point of that sword where it's just slicing that cloud in half. So you can reveal the blue, clear blue skies. So you have, again, done the work. We have the Fool. What were we just talking about? That bright, brand new opportunity. We have our bird. We have our freedom. We have a unencumbered outlook. The Fool is all about fresh starts, being that clean slate. Two of Swords, more air energy. Let's see. You'll notice she has her blindfold on. It's going to be a little hard for you to tell. She can actually see through her blindfold. Oh, don't get a little bit closer. If you can see very, very closely, she can see through that blindfold just a little bit. So she can see a little bit, but she's choosing not to. But she has these swords in front of her. She is still a bit in this energy of indecision, a bit guarded, because again, she's been kind of hurt in the past. So it's time to let all of that energy go and just say, look, I'm cutting through the clouds. I'm cutting through that gauze of that blindfold. I'm done with it. Justice, another major arcana, can represent Libra. Does represent Libra. And more air energy. She has her sword of justice there. And I think what I do like about this particular illustration, a lot of the cases, that sword is actually blunted. It's cut. So this does to me is illustrated as still cutting. So it's almost like an ace. Cutting away that kind of clouded, murky, indecisive energy. So clarity is what I'm getting from this. And if you are willing to look past the hurt and look past that emotional clouded energy, I see a bright new opportunity coming. I see a lot of new starts. I see a lot of positivity. I see a lot of positivity. Simply because you're willing to take down those blindfolds and look at things in a brand new way. Take that leap of faith, use that freedom, move forward, Taurus. I will see you next time. Bye, family.